Swarup Sadvaitam Savadotam Varajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitam Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanda Radha Kanta Namosate Saddhakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwara Shravan Sute Dev Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatarubhya Shitarubhya Shikrama Sindhubhya Vachapatanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karadvachalam Bangam Langai Degrim Nitrapathamam Mande Shakarandana Taranam Paramananda Madhav Sri Chaitanyeshwaram Namam Shripadai Krishna Prishkaya Badale Namaste Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesh Shunyavadi Paschatati Shatarini Hare Krishna. So we will resume from where we left off yesterday. So Vishwambar, Lord Vishwambar, he returned from Gaya. Then his behavior has changed, and he has decided to reveal his divinity to the world and the purpose of his incarnation. That's what we are talking. So his students, so we were discussing with his students. One day his students asked him. So when he went to the school, and they opened the books, and one student asked, "What is the correct and perfect understanding of the alphabet?" Lord Vishwambar said, "Narayana is situated in all the letters of the alphabet. How are the alphabets perfected? Merciful glance of Krishna created the alphabets. Krishna is the beginning, Krishna is the middle, Krishna is the end." The students laughed. The students, they laughed. And so then Nimai Pandit came back to his consciousness. What happened? My answers are not correct. No. So this is ever since you came back from Gaya, this is your behavior. You're telling everything is Krishna. Krishna is the origin. Krishna is the master. Krishna is the beginning and end. She said, "I'm sorry, So let us go for a bath." So then the students, what they did, they went and complained. They went and complained to the teacher, Gangadas Pandit. So the Gangadas Pandit, he came to, so Lord Chaitanya went to see him. He offered obeisances. And Gangadas Pandit said, you're from a very, very wonderful family. Your father side and mother side, they're all scholars. They're all scholars, and if you don't have knowledge, how can you acquire devotion? Your parents, they are not devotees or what? So the students are complaining like this. He said, "By your mercy, Lord Vishwambar said, by your mercy, there is nobody in Navadip who can refute my arguments, who can refute my propositions." So he said, "All right, I'll take care of myself." Then he got up and he left. So if you become a scholar, if you have knowledge, you'll understand Krishna also. So your parents are great devotees, but at the same time your father is a scholar. So basically Gangadas Pandit was telling you, follow the footsteps of your father and grandfather. He got up and left. When again. So one day, what happened? So he went with the students. went with the students to take bath in Ganga, and they were coming back. They saw, Lord Chaitanya went to see Ratnagarbha Acharya. He's a family friend. So when he went to see Ratnagarbha Acharya was reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. And he was reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. He was reciting the 10th canto. So when Dijapatnis, Brahman Patnis went to see Krishna, the Krishna was standing, in a threefold bending form, leaning against his cowherd his cowherd boyfriend, and holding a lotus flower, and he was twirling the lotus flower. And when he was reciting this, Lord Chaitanya became ecstatic. He became ecstatic, and tears started flowing from his eyes, and he fainted. When he fainted, and when he go on reading. When Ratnagarbha Acharya was very much inspired by Lord Chaitanya and Vishwambar's presence, and he kept on reading. And as he was reading the description of Krishna, the pastimes of 10th canto, so Lord Chaitanya was unsteady, he was shaking, was shivering, horribulation, the hairs were standing on end. It was amazing. The tears that were flowing from his eyes, and the Ganga that appeared before, is it from his feet, now it is appearing from his eyes, or what? So when we cry, we get 2-3 drops. But when Lord Chaitanya cries, it's a flood. Hare Krishna. So the students, they couldn't believe their eyes. So Gadadhar Pandit was there. He told, don't read. And he stopped. Ratnagarbha Acharya stopped. So again, the Supreme Lord, he came back to his normalcy. And he came back to his normalcy. And what is that? The next day, he went home. The students asked the next day, today we'll talk about verbal roots, Lord Chaitanya said. Verbal roots, verb. It's grammar, right? So what is dhatu? Dhatu means basically the verbal roots. These are students are asking him to speak on the verb. Lord Chaitanya said, Krishna is the life air. Krishna is the dhatu in everything. So even the kings, great scholars, emperors, their bodies, their bodies are decorated with jewelry. Their bodies are, they applied perfume. They apply perfume on these bodies. When that life force given by Krishna, Krishna is that life force. That soul is part and parcel of Krishna. When that soul leaves the body is nothing but a dead corpse. Nobody can even see that. And they take the body on the same day the body becomes reduced to ashes. Or other traditions, they throw it as a food to vultures, and the body turns into a stool of the birds. In some traditions, they bury it, the body becomes the origin for worms. Krishna is the life air, Krishna is the dhatu. When that life air is left, people are nothing but, the bodies are nothing but the source of either they become the origin of worms, or they become ashes, or they become the stool for the vultures, a stool of the vultures. So they kept on speaking like this. The students were watching. What's happening? So again, the Lord Vishwambar came back to, after some time, he composed himself. Am I speaking everything correctly? So people are telling you of some disorder of the wind disorder. The student said, past 10 days, you're like this. Past 10 days, you're like this. And we can't understand what's happening to you. We can't understand anything what you are speaking more. But whatever little we understand, what you said is truth. Krishna is the source of everything. These students are extraordinary. Otherwise, how can they become the students of the Supreme Lord? Then, then Lord Vishwambar said, you know, what is that? 10 days I have not taught. He should have told me before. But let me tell you one thing. In everywhere, anywhere, I see that blue boy Krishna around. I don't see anything but him. And he closed the books and he said, I cannot teach anymore. So, and I encourage you, I suggest you, you go and find your teachers. They said, after learning from you, how can we go to some other teacher? But Lord Chaitanya and Vishwambar said, Krishna is the father, Krishna is the mother. The living entity has been wandering in this, different planets, different species. Finally, we attain this human life, and this human life is actually meant for attaining meant for attaining the love of God. Awaken that love of God that is within. Without delay, we should do it. Because of his association, he cut that knot of attachment in the hearts of students. Some students, they became actually, uh, they renounced the world. They became great devotees. Other students, they became great devotees, continuing their positions in the material world. He said, so chant Krishna's name, learn about Krishna. As Krishna is our father, Krishna is mother. And together start Sankirtan. He said, we don't know how to do Sankirtan, or really you don't know how to do Sankirtan. Then the time has come for the Yuga Dharma to start, for which Devatas are waiting. The Supreme Lord has taken birth, he said to start. They were waiting. It's all right. I'll tell you how to start. He took all the devotees. His home is in front of is in front of Ganga. And they all stood in the row. They stood, standing, circling in their hands. And he said, Hari, what is that? Sorry, not Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudan Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudan. As they were chanting, the Lord fainted. So Devatas are watching, wow, there's a tumultuous vibration chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The students were there. When they saw their master, the teacher, if they saw him becoming ecstatic, they were all infused with the Krishna prema. They were chanting and dancing, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. So when there is a loud tumultuous vibration, all the devotees, all the Vaishnavas came to the Nimai Pandit's home and they saw Sankirtan movement started. Amazing Sankirtan movement started. The Yuga Dharma has started. So he has inaugurated. So the inauguration of Sankirtan movement has happened. Haribol! Nitai Gaura Premanand. So so then everybody went home. The devotees were very happy. But Sachi Mata said everyone devotees were thinking. So Nimai Pandit, he has got the blessings of, he has received the blessings of, when he went to Gaya, he must have received some blessings of his guru, or he devotees, but they could not understand his divinity yet. But on the other side, Sachi Mata's sadness increased. People are telling my son has become mad. Sometimes he claims a tree, he chants that, he speaks within himself. The tears will be flowing from his eyes like the rivers of river Ganga flows. Suddenly he falls down from the tree and nothing happens. Then he rolls on the ground. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Then Uh, he murmurs within himself and he chants. The hairs will be standing on hairs will be standing on a hand. The horripilation. Somebody said your son became mad. So what happened? Uh, she called Srivas. She called Srivas. Srivas, please come. People are telling like this. He called Sri. So she called Srivas. Srivas came. Srivas came. What he did? Lord Chaitanya was in his ecstasy, ecstatic trance. That Mahabhava, Madanakya Mahabhava. So he saw suddenly Sri was going around Tulsi. Srivas came to, Vishwambar's home and he was going around Tulsi. When he saw a pure devotee, Srivas Thakur, and when he saw him, worshipping Tulsi, again he started shivering, shivering, shivering. And he was shaking under this horripilation. And Hare Krishna, and he fainted. When he fainted, Shiva saw that. What is this? So the transcendental madness, Divyan Madam, cannot be experienced by ordinary people. Wow. Then he woke up and he started crying. He embraced Shivas. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Wow. So Shiva Thakur said to Mother, Mother Sachimata, your son is not mad. If he is mad, that is madness. If people are telling he is attacked by the wind air disorder, life air disorder, that's what everyone wants. That's what I want. The prema Krishna prema your son is exhibiting. It is impossible for Brahma and Lord Shiva, even for Kumaras. So don't worry. You are so fortunate to have him as your son. So fortunate to have him as your son. I'm saying like this. He left. Whenever Vishwambar would meet the devotees, so humble, he would fall at their feet. So please bless me so that I get Krishna's mercy. Please bless me so that I get Krishna's mercy. He would go and wash the clothes of devotees. And he would go and wash the clothes of devotees. And he would bring buckets of flowers to the devotees. He would bring buckets of flowers to the devotees. And he would do very, very menial services to his devotees because Krishna wants to identify himself as a servant of his devotees. Hare Krishna. One day, so he would feel, because he was experiencing that intense happiness from inside, he was blissful. But when he would hear devotees, comments, everyone here is now atheistic, nobody worships Krishna, no one has any faith of Krishna, Kali Yuga is progressing, he would become angry and he would roar, I would break the heads of the atheists. And he would sometimes strongly decide to reveal his divinity. Other times he was very humble. One day what happened, he went with Gadadhar. So actually what happened, one day Gadadhar came to his house. So that Lord Chaitanya was, he was intense. He was holding a beetle leaf in his hands. And so he saw Gadadhar, he went to Gadadhar and said, where is Krishna, where is Krishna, where is Krishna? So Gadadhar said, Mother Sachi was, I have one son, husband left the world, another son took sannyas, he is very nice, and now he has become like this. What is this? She couldn't understand. So Gadadhar came. Gadadhar said, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Gadadhar said, Krishna is in your heart. Krishna is in my heart. Immediately Lord Chaitanya with his nails, he was about to rip off his chest. Suddenly I want to see Krishna. That intense separation. Gadadhar hold of his hands. Wait, Krishna will come. So when he told him with forcefully, Krishna will come, and Vishwambar said, "Oh, Krishna will come," and he became composed. So Sachimata saw that, wow, nobody could stop my son. This young lad, he's able to control him. And mm, she told, um, she told Gadadhar, please stay with my son all the time possible. So one day, Gadadhar and Vishwambar went to the home of Advaitacharya. That day, Advaitacharya told devotees, "Today I had a dream. Today I had a dream, and actually I wanted to know the meaning of this verse. I want to know the meaning of this verse, and I could not find out. So I was fasting, and this man came in the dream. Said, Advaita, don't worry. I understood your worries. Worry no more. So the world will be inundated by Krishna Prema. Every town and village Krishna's holy name will go. So you don't need to be worried. Please don't fast. You will understand the meaning of that verse. And eat. So all your worries will be relieved, and you will see Krishna Prema flowing everywhere. That person said. And when I opened my eyes, I saw Vishwambar. And he disappeared again. So I couldn't understand the mysteries of the Lord. I have a feeling Krishna is incarnated. So, and devotees, when the devotees told all these wonderful transformations of Nimai Pandit, he made all these comments. So that day, Gadadhar and Vishwambar together they went to the home of Advaitacharya. That time Advaitacharya was watering tulasi. When Vishwambar saw Advaitacharya watering tulasi, instantly fainted. Actually Advaitacharya is, Advaitacharya, he would say always loud, Hari, Hari. And he fainted. Then Advaitacharya stopped what he was doing and he looked at him. Because of this spiritual insight, instantly Advaitacharya could understand, wow, the Lord of my life, all these days he's hiding childhood. When we call loudly Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, the boy would come instantly. And we would stop and look at him. Why you came? Because you called. We could not understand. How long you will cheat us? Hiding your identity. Now I got you. How long can you cheat? I am also a cheater. I will reveal to the rest of the world your divinity. And what he did, the Vishwambar was still in deep ecstasy, deep trance. And so immediately what he did, he assembled all the paraphernalia. He brought, incense, ghee lamp, flowers, and he started performing arati, singing Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitacha, Jagatitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitacha, Jagatitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitacha, Jagatitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo. So Gadadhar Pandit saw that. He was shocked, but still he was respectful. So he told him, um, it is not befitting you. It is not befitting for you to do this,
to somebody who is much, much younger than you, you know, much, much younger than you. Then Advaitacharya told Gadadhar, how long will you be in the same? How long will you be in the same mood? Can't you realize yourself? Then a thought went into the mind of Gadadhar Pandit. Is he incarnation of God? Supreme Personality of Godhead? Yes. Oh. So, as he was doing Arde, suddenly Lord Vishwambar woke up from the trance and he saw what he was doing. He became so humble. Hurry, hurry, hurry. He went and grabbed the feet of Advaitacharya. Said, I am your servant. Please give me, give me the blessings that I attain love of God, Krishna Prema. Advaitacharya said, okay, we will reveal, we will see who will give Krishna Prema to who. So, but of course, Lord Chaitanya is like that transcendental, people say volcano of love, Krishna's love. Swarupa Goswami called him Namo Mahavadanyaya. Not only he has it, but he would give also. Let us see. So, so one day what happened? He was actually, as I said, he was very blissful, but he understood time has come to reveal his divinity. So, so one day what he did, he went to the he went to the home of sorry, he was actually um, ever since Lord Chaitanya, ever since he returned from Gaya, ever since he had this revelation of divinity, he would either preach the name of Krishna or he would feel separation from Krishna. Um, nothing but Krishna. That's it. So whenever he would be in with devotees, I was actually coming from Gaya. On the way, as we were coming, we saw Krishna. He was holding peacock, he was wearing peacock feather, he was holding flute. And when I went close to him, I don't know why, but he disappeared. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Devotees were stuck with wonder. What are these transformations? A constant feeling of separation from Krishna and the exhibition of highest ecstatic mood and the continuous crying. Wow. At least somebody said he may be an incarnation. Somebody said he may be Sukadeva Goswami incarnated, or he received the mercy. Somebody said anyway the world will become devoid of atheists. So but people are still worried because devotees were very few in number. One day, what is that? One day, so Lord Vishwambar was actually, he was feeling separation from Krishna. Suddenly, on the bank of Ganga, he happened to see some cows grazing, and he saw some cows, drinking the milk of the mothers. Some cows were playing together. Some cows playing together, and he saw the calves, they were playing, and some cows were drinking milk from the cows, and he saw that, when he saw that, he entered into that he entered into that mood of and immediately got up, and I am he, I am he, I am he. So he ran to the home of Srivas. So when he ran to the home of Srivas, that day Srivas was actually worshipping Narsingadev. You know, and people were actually, ever since this Kirtan started, um, people were complaining, Kazi is going to send he's making loud noises. Kazi is going to send the soldiers, they're on the way. You know, this the hoax news spreading. So devotees are worried, but they depend on Krishna. Devotees are worried, but they are fully dependent on Krishna actually. So that day when he ran, so when Srivas was worshipping Narsingadev, and he kicked on the door. He kicked on the door again and again and again. Whom are you worshipping? Whom are you meditating on? The person whom you're worshipping is here. Open the door. And he opened the door. This Vishwambar, Shiva saw Vishwambar, opulent, and the Lord revealed his opulent form. Vishwambar was trembling. Oh Shivas, all this time you have not known who I am. I have left my spiritual abode of Vaikuntha and come down to this material world, by your calls, because of the loud calling of the Advaitacharya. And you not recognizing, you people are living totally complacent and unconcerned. You are avoiding me. Also Advaitacharya. I come here to protect the pious and punish the miscreants. There is no need to worry. Just go on worshipping me. That's Shiva. The tears flowed from the eyes of Shiva Thakur. The tears flowed from the eyes of Shiva Thakur. Then he recited the Brahma's prayers. Shiva Thakur recited these. They are extraordinary devotees. Advaitacharya, we saw that is actually, what is that? Mahavishnu himself incarnated, and Srivas Thakur is Narad Muni. Oh my Lord, he recited the Brahma's prayers. You are eternally worshipable Supreme Lord. Your complexion is dark, blue like a monsoon cloud. Color of your cloth is like a brilliant yellow, like flash of lightning. Wildflowers and gunjamala, so gunja earrings, are decorated to your, your ears are decorated by this, and you wear a peacock feather. And so you're standing beautifully with a morsel of food. Brahma Vimohan Lila. When Brahma came in search of, when Brahma understood the illusion was removed, he came to Vrindavan. And when he came to Vrindavan, he saw Krishna standing in the threefold burning form, and he was holding a morsel of food. So that Brahma's prayers, Shiva offered. My Lord, you are holding a stick, a buffalo horn, and a flute. These are the special features of your beauty. Your feet are like soft petals of lotus. I worship you, the son of Nanda Maharaj. I worship the lotus feet of Vishwambar, whose complexion is like a dark blue monsoon cloud. Who wears this yellow dress. I offer my obeisance to the lotus feet of the son of Sachi Mata. I offer my obeisance to the disciple of Gangadas Pandit. I offer my obeisance to Nimai, son of Jagannath Mishra. So, my Lord, you appeared as Vamandev to trick Bali Maharaj. You appeared as son of Dasharatha, Lord Ramchandra, and you appeared as son of Nanda Maharaj Krishna. And now, now you have appeared as the son of Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra. All glories to you. In Nilachala, you are called as Jagannath. Even, even Lakshmi doesn't know your glories. Now, my Lord, you have revealed your divinity. Have no fears. you know. So, um, and they were watching, mm, and he was watching this wonderful transcendental form of Vishwambar. He became ecstatic and he fainted. And he raised it. Then once he woke up, he was immersed in the ocean of bliss, and he raised his arms up in the air, and he cried loud. And Lord Vishwambar said, "Bring all your family members, and let them see my transcendental form." Wow! And along with your family members, you worship me and ask what boon you want. Amazing. Srivas Thakur went and gathered all the family members. They all came. When they saw the transcendental form, they were all dumbstruck. You know, they all fell down and earnestly prayed, offered prayers to the Supreme Lord. You know, so because Srivas was very dear to the Lord, Supreme Lord blessed everybody. He blessed everybody, and he's telling, "Don't worry, nobody will come. Nobody, no army will come from the Muslim camp. I am present in their hearts. So, without my sanction, they cannot do anything. Even if they try to do anything on their own, you know, you should know. I'll tell the king. I'll give them love of God. You know, I'll give them love of God. Even if they are not listening like that, I tell the king, you assemble all your qazis, mullahs, and you assemble, collect all your elephants, horses, animals, bring them to your palace, order your qazi priests to read the scriptures, inspire the creatures to such state of spiritual emotion that they'll begin to cry. Then the priest cannot do anything. Then I do what I will do. I'll give them love of God to the what is that, to these horses, the elephants, and the cavalry. So to everyone, then he will understand my purpose. So Shivas don't understand, even if they don't believe, I'll capture a mad elephant and I'll give the mad elephant love of God and make them believe. If you still have doubt, bring your niece. This is Narayani was there, a 4-year-old child. So he was talking to brother's daughter. And what he did, he told Narayani, Narayani chant. And he said that, you know. So Narayani chanted Krishna's name. Immediately Narayani, 4-year-old girl, she became ecstatic, started rolling on the ground, tears were flowing from her eyes. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Lord Chaitanya gave instant ecstatic Krishna prema to Narayani. Wow. So, so all your fears are gone. Understand? Everyone was watching. Wow. Everyone was watching. Now you're all pacified. So they all understood. Yes. So I'll fearlessly, Srivas Thakur said, I'll fearlessly chant the holy name. Now that you are here, present in my house, what fear do I have? So then Lord, revealed other Vaikuntha, other appearance of the Vaikuntha. And upon seeing this sublime forms, Srivas Thakur floated in the ocean of ecstasy. His brothers and their family members, everyone is servants, everyone had a transcendental pleasure, So Lord, the Vishwambar said, Srivas, a speck of dust from your feet can deliver the whole world, So, so those Supreme Lord appeared, Krishna appeared in the prison house of Kamsa, to Vasudev and Vasudev, and he performed the pastimes in the home of Nanda Maharaj. Likewise, though Lord Chaitanya appeared in the home of Jagannath Mishra, he performed more pastimes in the Srivas Thakur home. So, so he blessed everybody. Suddenly, Lord came back to his consciousness, external consciousness. So he felt abashed. reluctant, you know, and he went back to his home. But the sea was stuck at home, entire the whole family was drowned in the ocean of jubilation. You know? So whatever the prayers Shiva Thakur has offered, you know, to the Lord, and whoever reads these prayers, they'll be elevated to the eternal, they'll be elevated to the position of eternal servant of Krishna. So they'll attain the position of eternal servant of Krishna. So one day, what happened? So the Lord Gaur Sundar, he was floating in the waves of Krishna Prema. You know, he was, you know, his mood was always like that. What happened? One day, he went to the home of. One day, he went to the home of. No, I mean Murari Gupta. So Lord Vishwambar loved Murari Gupta. No, but as I said, you know, always he has two moods: a devotee mood, and suddenly, you know, he would reveal his divinity, and he will be in the Krishna mood. But when he would come back, he would fall at everyone's feet. You know. So what he one once he repeated a sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, spoken by Akrura. You know, oh Nanda, let us take Krishna and Balram to Mathura and see the great festivals at the palace where they are performing dharma, you know, Dhama Yajna sacrifice, Dhanuri Yajna sacrifice. Different moods, Lord. So, so one day, Lord was actually, you know, he, as I said, he heard the incarnation of a boar, Varaha. When he heard that, he assumed that form. So he rushed to the home of Murari Gupta. And Lord, you know, Lord Supreme Lord has a special love for Murari Gupta. You know, the way Lord Ram loved Hanumanji, Lord Chaitanya loved Murari Gupta, Hanuman incarnation. When he went, you know, Murari Gupta received the Lord with great respect, you know. So the Lord went forward him and said, Varaha, Varaha, Sukara, Sukara. You know, so basically Varaha, you know, sorry, Varaha, Varaha, Varaha. So when he said Varaha, Murari Gupta doesn't know what to do, you know. So the Lord entered into his temple hall, he saw a water pot. Immediately, zoop, big, huge, gigantic boar, you know. So he assumed this form of a Varaha and he put that water pot on the tusks of the boar. Wow, Murari was stunned when he saw that, you know, when he saw the form of boar, the transcendental boar incarnation, trembling and flee. So, speak, Murari, speak, no fear. Now you know, now you know my identity. Now you understand my identity, who I am. Yes, my Lord. Yes. Trembling fear, Murari. You know, oh my Lord. He started pleading. Only you know yourself. You know, only you know very well how to glorify yourself. Anantasya holds all the world's entire creation on his hurts. He cannot glorify you sufficiently. Who am I to do that? So when Anantasya himself is not capable, you are the supremely independent, supreme personality of Godhead, that supreme autocrat, and you're supremely blissful. How is it possible for Vedic literature to glorify you? You know, my Lord, only you know yourself fully by your internal potency, and only you reveal yourself to others by your causeless mercy. And if he's saying like this, Murari fell on the floor, started offering prayers. You know, so the Lord Varaha, you know, Supreme Lord was in Varaha form, and he was so pleased. And he said, yes, Vedas, they don't have the audacity, to say, sorry, Vedas have, certain areas of Vedas, they say they have the audacity to say, I don't have legs and form, I have legs and hands. See the transcendental form, you know. There is a Mr. Sannyasi in Kazi. He teaches his students, I don't have form. He is suffering leprosy because of that. You know, I am the Lord of all sacrifice. I am Vishnu, Supreme Lord Vishnu. There are no imperfections in my form, whether it is Matsya, Korma, Varaha, Nrsimha, Vamana. Lord Brahma and Shiva, they're engaged in my glories, in worshipping my glories. A mere touch of my body can spiritualize and purify everything. Right? So you should know, I incarnated myself as Varaha and to lift Mother Earth. So when I dredged and in the ocean and I lifted the Mother Earth, so I lifted the Earth planet, Mother Earth came in contact with my tusks. She came in contact with my tusks and she conceived a son, Bhauma, and I revealed him all the Vedic knowledge. It was very good. But eventually he got into the association of a Banasur. And because of this wrong association, he became demoniac. He started harassing my devotees. When he started harassing my devotees, I only killed him. I do not spare anyone who will harm my devotees. I do not spare anyone who will harm my devotees. You know, so, and I'm revealing all these confidential things to you because you are my devotee. So, Murari Gupta was dumbfounded. He was overwhelmed by Lord's presence and narration, and he wept in joy. All glories to the Lord Gaur Sundar, all glories to Murari Gupta, all glories to Varahadev, the protector of the devotees. So likewise, the Supreme Lord was spending time. But one person is missing. Who is that? Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu was from, took birth, Balramji took birth in Ekachakra, to Haday Pandit and Padmavati. So at the age of 10, the sannyasi, by the Supreme Lord's plan, the sannyasi came and asked for Nityanandaram as a gift. The parents, they barely managed to give him, and they could not bear separation from him. And eventually they left the world and went back to spiritual world. Then Nityananda Prabhu, he was with sannyasi. After some time, sannyasi left him. He traveled different holy places of pilgrimage. Finally, he reached Vrindavan. And when he was spending time in Sringaravat, then he heard a voice. The Supreme Lord has descended to this world. Supreme Lord Krishna has descended to this metal world. He is performing pastimes in Navadvip. He descended to this world and he is performing pastimes in Navadvip. So please go. So then one day Lord Chaitanya said, yesterday I had a dream. One person came. He was holding a plow. And he came in a chariot. The person was effulgent. The chariot has a flag of palm tree. Whose flag is a palm tree? Balramji. And he said, is this the home of Nimai Pandit? He was effulgent. like 10 million sons. I said, yes, who are you? I'm your brother. I'm going to meet you tomorrow. Oh. So meanwhile, Nityananda Prabhu came and stayed in the home of Nandanacharya. Chaitanya Bhagavat very nicely describes the meeting of Lord Chaitanya with Nityananda Prabhu. He instructed Srivas Thakur and Haridas Thakur to go in search of any newcomer who has come to Navadvip. They came around, they went around, said nobody. Lord Chaitanya knew where he was. So he went to the home of Nandanacharya. So Nandanacharya, there is a temple today in Mayapur, just on the roadside. That's where Lord Chaitanya met. They embraced each other, started rolling on the ground, feeling intense emotion, intense that Krishna prema. So, when Nityananda Prabhu joined, Supreme Lord decided to perform the preaching activity. We'll continue this tomorrow. Monday. Tomorrow, tomorrow, 10:30. Tomorrow is Akshatritiya, a very auspicious day. In our temple, we are performing a fire sacrifice to Narsingadev for protection of devotees, the community. It will be telecast live. It will be telecasted live tomorrow 10:30. If you have free time, please do come. And what is that? If I have spoken anything wrong, excuse me as a humble servant. One thing I loved with Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, I'm like a worm in the stool. Wow. So, what a humility, huh? I am a worm in the stool. Wow. Humility is needed. Bhakti to go forward. To attain the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, humility is very, very important actually. So we will continue this Monday. So thank you very much and Hare Krishna. Tomorrow evening, this time actually, Mother Malti is going to speak Krishna Katha. You can join. So what is this? What is it? Even a worst, a bad person will become devotee. Kumana samanastam yati yajnapadabja sumano arpana matrena Sri Chaitanya Prabhu. So by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, even a bad person will become a devotee. If you surrender to Lord Chaitanya, he'll give that immense Krishna prema. He'll give that Krishna prema. So, but it's very easy. The price is very, the price is cheap. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And eat prasad. That's it. The man utilize it for rendering service to devotees. Not, that's very, very important. Thank you very much, and I'm ending it now. Hare Krishna.